You're on mute.
Welcome to The Other Side of the Ball, episode 138. Good evening to everyone, and my apologies for starting this on mute. It usually turns it off as soon as we start up, and it didn't. So my apologies for that. Nonetheless, welcome in everyone on this Wednesday after the Final Four, which we will be getting to. Please excuse the fact that my co-host Dub Alvarez is not with us. He is attending family back home. Just some stuff that's going on that I'm sure a lot of people know about. But you know what? Just want to say I have a shout out to him and Miz. Love you guys. My condolences, and hopefully everything goes well as it can be. And just know you're in our prayers, man. So Live, what's up, man? How are you?
What's going on, man? How we doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I gotta say it because you missed Monday's calls, man. They had a lot of people had good things to say about you, brother.
Oh man, I always appreciate it. Most definitely, you know me, come with the most humble. Try to be as most humble as possible, But I do appreciate all the love. I do appreciate everybody that traveled out here, as well as everybody that played in these games these past weekend. Just wanted to make sure that we accommodate and that we host the proper way, so that way if it ever comes up again, we're able to host again. You know what I'm saying? So
it was good, man. And DT, what up, brother? Hopefully you're feeling better. Ski, what's going on? Hopefully you guys are doing well. I know that heard anyway. I didn't know this. Heard there's some guys with some heat stroke and other fellas that were down for the count after that game. Actually, after both games on Sunday. Sorry to hear that. Hopefully everybody's doing better. I know that that heat could take so much out of you. It's not even funny. So, we'll catch up with everybody, I'm sure. We're going to have some people joining us tonight. So, stay tuned. Check out what's coming up. We're going to be talking about the Final Four. I thought the games were pretty outstanding. We had a lot of interest in Game 1 in the first half. We also had a lot of things going on in Game 2, which we will get to. We got a couple other people that are supposed to be joining us. Just waiting for them to jump on, and we can get into it and see how things go from there. But I mean, Knox, I got to ask you, what were you most impressed with on Sunday? I know what I have, but I'm curious on what you were impressed with on Sunday.
I was impressed by a few different things, if I'm being honest. I was impressed even with how the East was able to, in a sense, kind of adapt to this heat.
Did you see what DT just said, though?
What he put?
He said, yeah, that heat was no joke.
I mean, it's one of those where we can say it, you know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of the guys was like, oh, yeah, we ain't worried about no heat. We ain't worried about no heat. Shit. You, after being on both sidelines and just talking with a lot of the different players from both sides, the heat was a factor, you know what I'm saying? But again, impressed with how some of the games, or not how some of the games turned out, but more of less like the level of competition, you know what I'm saying? Just to see and finally be able to see what everybody's been asking for as far as the Final Four and the product that was put out, you know what I'm saying? Big shout outs to the Animals, big shout outs to BIC for making that trip and putting on some entertaining games and making some big plays and all that.
Oh, hell yeah. And DT, man, I'm sorry to hear that you re-injured your ankle, man. That is no bueno, my brother. Hopefully with the time off that we've got in between seasons now, you'll get that ankle right and be ready to roll next season. So, take care of that body, man. You got to take care of it. If not, it ain't going to take care of you.
For sure.
Man, I'll tell you
what. What about yourself?
I was thinking about this, and I wanted to make it into a piece that everybody could understand what I'm saying, because I don't know that everybody watched both games, right? But what I will say is, dude, the
I think
animals came to
everybody,
play.
not to cut you off, but I think everybody did watch the games. I went to check
I,
the views. The views on both of those games is almost 8K. You know
wow,
what I'm saying? 8K views just on those on both games. You feel me?
8,000 apiece. Damn, man. Well, what I'm thinking and what I was looking at, man, and we had a chance to watch it from the sidelines, and instead of calling the game, I had a chance to go down and talk to the guys on the sideline and kind of see what's going on. But I'll tell you what, man, the animals came to play, and I was very impressed with the animals in the first half of the game. And I just want all the animals to understand this is no knock, man. It's just, look, man. In reality, the Insomniacs are just deep as hell. And when they start putting in other players to so that way guys could get breathers, it's not like you are getting a player that is that far off the starter when they're coming in, especially on the defensive line. I mean, those guys go 6, 7 deep on the defensive line, so they could keep coming after you no matter how hot it got. So it was one of those situations. Now, Corey said it, and I would tend to go against that, and he's supposed to be on here, and I'll say it even with him on. I think he was mistaken when he made a little joke about the Insomniacs having going 5 deep on the cornerback position. I think that a lot of what went on, and just talking to the guys on the sidelines, a lot of broken plays because David Tender can break tackles, man. Period. And that's what he was doing. You saw a lot of guys in the secondary relaxing because they thought that David Tender was getting sacked. And I saw that on multiple plays. So it's one of those situations where you got to play to the whistle. And I think guys kind of relaxed in between when they thought Tender was getting sacked, and he would step out of a sack and throw the ball down the field. So, I mean, we got a good look at him. And I'll tell you what, man, I gotta say it. That man produced, showed what he was made of, and did not disappoint. And I'm sorry that his ankle's hurt again, and I think that took a little bit out of it. But man, brother, you showed your shit and showed what you're about, and you are the future of this league. I mean,
100%.
that was impressive, especially going up against a defensive line like the Insomniacs. It was very impressive to watch, and what you were able to do, man. I got to give you props too, because I don't know that I would have seen Sperry or any of the other quarterbacks step out of the sacks that you stepped out of and made throws down the field, my brother. So great job. I see why the BIC had a problem with you, and I see why you are going to be a problem for defenses in the future.
100%. It was like you said, it was exciting to be able to see it firsthand and up front, right? Because we watch him, we speak about him, we talk about him every week. You know what I'm saying? About how his ability to keep plays alive and be able to make those downfield passes, be able to, break down certain defenses, make players miss. You feel me?
Yeah.
Me seeing him in person, you feel me? He's not a small dude. So
Not at all.
you know what I mean? So seeing him be able to move how he moved and break tackles and, you know what I'm saying, do the things that he does, he's definitely something special.
Oh, you know what? He is what I consider one of the, some people will say up and coming players because of what he showed last year and then this year. I'm sorry, this man has arrived, and it's just a matter of time before he gets to the next level and is doing his thing against other teams. And all I can say is, man, BIC's got to be careful, man, because this man, given the opportunity, could beat you by himself because he is that good. We got to add one more. We got CP3 joining us right now. What's up, Corey? How are you, brother?
Price, what's going on, my boy?
I don't know if he could hear us, but
CP,
he got
you
us.
can hear us? Can you
Can you hear us?
CP.
What's going on, fellas? Y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
What's up, man?
What's
Welcome
going
in,
on? My
man.
bad, I'm a little late. I had to get in that gym, get ready for the. Oh, hold on. That's a little better. You can hear me?
Yeah, we got you. Can you
Okay.
hear us?
I had to get in the gym to try to get ready for the Insomniacs next year. You feel me? Them
Well, you
boys
know
ain't
what?
no fucking
If
joke.
they three-peat, are we going to see them next year? That's the question mark.
I heard they're going to go play pickleball. I'm just saying, it's either pickleball or softball, but I know they going to go do something more competitive, from what I was told.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
they could always bring all
Who's
that
going to
talent
save the
to
East?
they could bring all that
That's what
talent to
I'm
the Arena League and really see what they're made of. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit further than what they, you know.
Well, it's gonna dude. Let me just say,
Arena's
and
gonna have to make it 25 bands or more before they
right.
go.
Well, you don't know.
Yeah.
Championships could be anything, man. I don't know what they are right now, but I think that could be a possibility. And DT, I agree with you, man. I would like to be at the championship. I don't know that I will be, to be honest with you. It's 2 weeks away. I got some stuff going on that I got to take care of. So we'll see if I'm going to be out there in person. But I agree with you, man. If I could be there in person and have some of this stuff already taken care of, I will be. Because I think that's going to be a hell of a game. But I also think that, you're talking about an Insomniacs team that is fairly healthy coming out of the Final Four. So it's going to be interesting. CP, we're going to get into the games. I'm waiting for Corey to join us. Once he's in, we're going to do a recap of the games, get everybody's thoughts and feelings on, what went down and how things are going.
I mean, hey, but oh damn, he just left. I was gonna say we kind of got ours. I was gonna say we could probably do his too. See how he.
I wanted to kind of recap the games and what people saw, because I'll tell you what,
I'm just saying, because
very impressed.
Corey gonna talk his fucking ass off, and we ain't got that much time.
Well, I will make sure that we keep it to a minimum.
Yeah, bro.
But what I was gonna say is, I was pretty damn well impressed with the play of the young Stone King at quarterback for Sick, because I mean he could have very easily, after those first couple of sacks, he could have folded up and said, you know what, I'm done. He didn't. He stayed in and played, and I mean he had five touchdown passes. I don't know how many yards he had. I mean, he had the 80-yarder. He had a 60-yarder. I mean, this kid showed that he could hit you from anywhere on the field. Were you gonna say it?
Sorry, I'm listening.
Oh, you're agreeing?
Yeah, no, I'm
you're agreeing. Got you.
Yeah.
And even DT said it. Stone King definitely played his ass off. A lot of people talk down to him, which I do agree. But you know what? Much respect, man. I got much respect for him, even though he's like a nephew to me, and I've known him since he was a little kid. But at the same time, he showed, that he had no quit in his game. And when he started hitting his receivers in stride for those touchdowns, man, that told me a lot about his character and how he could play the quarterback position.
Chris, my bad. I had my Wi-Fi wasn't on. Sorry about that. What you just talking about? What quarterback you talking about?
Stone King from
Hey, now I'm glad that you brought him up, because all of the shit that Corey was giving Stone King last week, because he don't understand that we have real lives and A7 is not everybody's life like yours. I'm just kidding, Corey. But hear me out. He was giving Stone King a lot of shit for missing a game last week, right?
Yep.
And then we thought Fox was going to be the guy, and it, like, no, Stone King has always been the guy since he showed up week one and proved that he can sit in the pocket and throw the football, which is what Corey loves. Now, what I seen from him that I really really like, they was calling him all year. He's a statue. He's a statue. He's a statue. BIC line, they're not. I wouldn't say they're the best line, I would probably say they're number 4 out of the whole league. So we got the Insomniacs. I feel like the Renegades are number 2. I feel like the Watchmen is probably number 3. As much pressure they gave David Tender, and I feel like BIC is right behind them just because what Tender did to them when he played them. So I felt like Stone King showed me enough that I felt like now we can probably move past their Jeremy Gary era and move into the Stone King era because he was putting shit on the money, moving in the pocket, outside the pocket, throwing on the run. That don't look like a statue to me. And he showed me enough from the East Coast that I feel like he can be a top 5 quarterback in the league.
Well, and this is his rookie season. So, when I start thinking about that and looking at some of the rookies that were out there, you got him, you got Richardson, his teammate, who was also a rookie this season. And I'll tell you what, man, I watched those 2 young men come into their own and mature throughout this season, watching them play every game. And when I look at the first game that they played in, till this last game that they played in, they have really put their stuff together and have really made an impression on me. And I mean, Mark is saying, Mark Gray, their coach, was saying, yeah, just the beginning for him. Dude, not only is it just the beginning for Stone King, but, he is one of those players now that you could almost look at and say, okay, if I need a player that is going to come out and play that I could start to grow and build my team around.
Exactly.
He is a young man at 22 years old. He can spin the ball.
Wow.
He could do a lot. And I mean, this kid is I can't even say enough about him because to me, there wasn't a huge drop off between him and Gary.
There really
wasn't a huge drop off.
It really wasn't.
No.
I don't feel like that at all. Because
now I agree.
To be honest, I felt like if Jeremy Gary was there, they probably would have only scored another touchdown or probably 10 points at best. Because Sickwood had played fucking awesome. In my opinion.
They did.
But see, that I have to disagree because with Jeremy Gary would have came a few other different players. So I think
okay.
I think Jeremy would have, you feel me? But that doesn't take away from Stone King. You feel me? And what I was gonna say is what I seen from him, I seen confidence. You feel me? I seen somebody that,
I don't mean to cut you off. That's what I wanted to say. Remember earlier in the year when he played the Insomniacs and when AJ came at him, what did he do? He curled up, right? And got sacked. Prime example, Ole did the same shit to him, and what did he do? He ducked, he stepped up, and broke the pocket and took off. That's what we're talking about.
Because what I was you seen confidence, right? You've seen him. He's learned and has actually taken time to learn the game.
Yes.
And you can even say study and watch film. He's a quarterback at heart. You feel me? He wants to stand in the pocket, and he's got the height. You feel me? He's got the IQ and he's got the eye with him. Yeah. So you've seen his game in a sense elevate to where he's gotten comfortable or he's getting comfortable with those high level games as far as Insomniacs, BIC, you feel me? And like you said, the future and building up and getting them prepared for whatever he may do for Sith with it in the future. You feel me? But you see him actually be willing to take over and use his voice.
Yes.
He was too quiet.
Yeah.
Keep one thing in mind that you guys gotta understand when you're talking about this young man. He came in relatively unknown to the league, right? Nobody really knew him. So that was number one. Number two, he came into an established team that was the number 2 team in the Nevada division. So I'm sure that it took him a little bit to kind of get his legs under him, not to mention his leadership under him to understand this is where we're going. Now, what I saw from him, and I agree, Knox, with you, and CP, I agree with you, because what I saw from this young man was his escapability grew from the first game. He got to understand a little bit more of how to escape the rush.
A motherfucker,
and keep his eyes downfield.
Don't want to get hit. What he gonna do?
Yeah.
You feel me? He don't want to get hit.
You learn to slide in the pocket, man. But here's the scary thing. Here's the damn scary thing. And I gotta go back to what Tender just said too. He said, dang, here, I'll let you guys see it up here. He said, dang, Stone and him are the youngest quarterbacks in the league. They are. They're the two up and coming youngest guys in the league, quarterbacks in the league right now. And they're showing what they're made of.
Yeah.
Both in the Final Four this year. It would be interesting as hell to see the two of them going against each other for a championship.
I would love to see that. I really
That
would.
would be fire.
Hell yeah, 100%.
Well,
100%.
they'll have a chance to do it because Insomniacs is retiring after this season.
Well, we'll see, man. I mean, if BIC winds up winning the championship, and we don't know, I'm we'll save that for next week. This week we're just doing a review of what we saw in these games. But I mean, it's one of those situations where you kind of take a look and you see what's going on and how these guys are able to play these games. And what I saw from Stone King, what I saw from David Tender, what I see from the Insomniacs and from BIC was pretty impressive. And it is, not a letdown. It was very, very impressive to see what they were able to do, especially with what the Animals were able to do early with the Insomniacs. I just think they didn't have enough gas in the tank to take it home.
Yeah. That's real.
K-Wack said, like I said, their defense has been playing better. And I ain't gonna lie to you guys, like, from the outside looking in, you guys might think, like, I hate BIC because I'm always on their ass and I'm always talking shit. But in reality, I love those guys so much because most of them are family. Let's be real. But it pains to see me and see them not playing their best, but they're still winning. So that gets dangerous because you get comfortable not being your best. And then when you have a juggernaut like the Insomniacs coming in, you will get fucking blindsided and washed in the chip game if they don't get their shit together. So the week before, when I told them if they go out there with 15-16 and get beat by the sick with it, they're going to be known as the fucking team that had to get every player from every state and still fucking lost. That's going to be the worst resume that they can ever get away from. And then went out there and took care of business. And I had about 4 or 5 guys last week. Damn, CP, that's how you feel? Damn, bro. And either K-Wack was like, you know what? I needed that shit. Thank you. See, the older guys are going to get the mind games and I'm trying to play with them. But the younger guys are going to get fired up and get upset. But either way, I'm still winning. It's y'all going to wake the fuck up and y'all going to play. And we're going to get a championship game. Because that's what everybody wants.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you what. And let's do this proper. We've been talking kind of around in circles.
Word.
Let's do this proper. Let's kind of look at these two games. We're going to start with the Animals versus Sick. And from my standpoint, and you guys can tell me your thoughts on it, but from my standpoint, I got to be real when I say, these two teams when they first started, when the Insomniacs drove down the field and scored that first touchdown, I was like, oh shit, here we go.
Yeah.
And I had one of the Animals come over and talk to me before the game, and he said, man, let me tell you something. You guys are used to watching the Insomniacs blow these teams out. I'm telling you right now, this is going to be a game from the first quarter through the fourth quarter. Why would I have any inclination that it would be any different from what he was saying? I believed it. But the one thing that I was worried about was the quantity of players they had, not the quality, the quantity of players that they had, and could they keep their foot on the gas, knowing how hot it was going to be in Vegas. Now, Tender already said, man, that heat is no joke. It ain't no joke, and I tried to say it, no joke. To everybody that was listening, y'all better hydrate and be ready, because if you out the night before drinking, I'm telling you, you're going to pay for it when the game starts. People didn't believe me. And we saw that they stayed with the Insomniacs for the first half. We saw what happened after the first half. So what I'm saying is what I saw from the Animals impressed me in the beginning of the game. And it didn't change over the last 2 quarters. But what I saw was a team that had no more in their tank to give. And it seemed to me like the Insomniacs started to hit their stride and made it look easy.
Well, what Munchie said, you're absolutely right, because that's exactly what Munchie said. Munchie said that at halftime, because the Insomniacs are the masters at adjusting, because they have, like I said, and this wasn't on shot at nobody else, but when I said about 3 months ago or 4 months ago on the with the Fio show. My bad. See the saying the show. But all I said was the Insomniacs are a bunch of grown men, like we all are. But I definitely said that they take care of shit more seriously, more personally, far as financial wise, far as being coaches, fine as taking shit serious. And that's why they came to Jersey last year with what 30, 35 people, and they won the championship game. And if the Animals would have came with their full team, maybe we would have had a better game. I still wouldn't think they would have won, but I still would have think that you cannot have 16, 17, 18 guys out there in 109-degree weather getting no breaks. And then Munchie said, we seen that, we knew that. That's why we came out in the third quarter and ran the fucking ball and tired them out. By the time the fourth quarter came, which I see, touchdown, 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 touchdown. Why? Because they were gassed the fuck out. They had no depth. Their legs was done. They didn't want to tackle no more. And they were in, let's be real, no man's land with that heat. It was just too much factors,
let's call it what it was. They took their soul.
Yeah.
That's what it came down to. And it's not a knock. It's one of those situations where it happens. And I just got to bring this up and tell Zelly, he is 100% correct. At halftime, he walked over to me and said, we're dropping 50 on him. And I was like, okay, well, I'll believe it when I see it. And let me tell you, he gave me that look when he came up in the booth at the third quarter, and it was 40, I think it was 48 that they already had, or 46 that they already had, and told me, I told you. And I said, hey, you guys haven't got the 50 mark yet. And the very next friggin' possession, touchdown. And he's like, looked at me again. I said, all right, I'm not going to doubt you no more. You good.
So being a fan watching the game and being a player in the league, this is what I got from the game. I said the keys to victory for the Animals was to probably go double tight to protect DT and that ankle a little more. But the main key for me personally was for him to use his legs. And once he couldn't use his legs, he was a sitting duck all day. Prime example, I seen him do it all year. They'll rush straight and keep a spy, right? To prevent him from running. He would pump fake the spy, middle linebacker, and go right around him. Once I seen him step up and the linebacker was there, he tried to throw the ball, and it was an interception. I said, as a quarterback, as a running quarterback, I said, yeah, that ankle ain't good. It's not good. So me personally, and this is like no knock on the Animals, but I knew from the first play of the game they were going to lose, just off the fact that I knew he was hurt. You cannot beat the Insomniacs being a pocket quarterback. It's just you cannot. What is the kryptonite to a great defense? A scrambling quarterback. For when those receivers are running downfield, that D-line has fucked your O-line up. What do you have to do? You got to get out of there and escape. You have to beat that middle linebacker and run away from them DNs. That's the only way. And if you couldn't do that, they were never going to win.
Well, I mean,
that's just my opinion.
Knox, what's your thoughts before I say anything else?
I'm gonna say, bro, I was on both sidelines. You feel me? You hear the vibes, you hear the energy coming from the Insomniacs. You hear what's going on over there with the Animals. You feel me? So it's like heat was definitely a factor.
Yeah, it was.
Like,
yeah, it was.
As much as a mother, we try to make sure they had water, ice, all that good shit. You know,
ain't matter, huh?
Your body itself gotta prepare for that shit. Even I was cramping, and all I was doing was walking back and forth and doing all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm cramping. You know what I mean? But overall, it's like you seen what the Animals could do in person, and instead of watching it on YouTube. You feel me? You seen what it is that they could bring to the table, like you said, if they had all their people, right? If everybody was to travel and everybody had, you know, full squatted up, you feel me? It's a different vibe. But yeah, I'm telling you, you know, Like,
Hey, but
Now,
hold
you're
on,
not lying,
one
bro.
more,
And
one
at
more.
halftime, some people just
if it
called
was
me.
both squads fully linked up, yeah, it would be a better game. You feel me? But like you said, do I think they would have won? Not at all. I don't think that they would have won just because of, like you said, when the Insomniacs play and they're playing in games like such, they come with a system. You feel me? And been saying that for a while. When they play these other teams, you might see certain shit, but if you really paying attention, they're practicing mid game. You feel me? They're using these games as practices and they're running plays that you don't necessarily see all the time, and they're working. You feel me? Because of, if you're thinking that you've already saw some shit, here they is. They're gonna come with something else. Like you said, they seen the exhaustion. Let's run the ball. They can't stop us. Run the ball. Run the ball. Run the
They
ball.
literally
Now
did
come the
the
fourth
last 2
quarter.
games back to
Yeah,
back.
now come the fourth quarter. Now we finna have some fun. Now we finna just let this motherfucker ride. You feel me? Why? Because they can't cover. They can't cover Vic. They can't cover motherfucking Prime. You feel me? Prime was out there going crazy.
Yo, he said
You know what
he went through
I
12, 14 bottles of water. He wasn't even playing. Holy shit, bro.
Man, look,
mean?
I was walking up and down the
Telling you,
sidelines, and
bruh.
we had a water jug in our upstairs in the booth, and between everybody that was getting water from that, we filled it up twice.
Shit.
Filled up the ice, filled up the coolers.
Yep, filled it up twice,
Big
man.
ass,
There's
big
only
ass
like 5 of
cooler
us drinking
ice.
from that
You
damn
feel
thing.
me?
I feel like we're not giving this enough attention, getting back to the game, but as much as we was talking about the animals, I don't want to say weak because they've been playing great all year, but I kind of figured we all thought that RTC was going to have a day with the animals' run defense, but it turns out that Scooter threw 8 touchdowns and broke a record. So once again, when I went live last week and CJ was calling Scooter a one technique, and he's a defensive tackle playing quarterback. As much as I do love CJ, he couldn't have been more wrong this week. And not only that, goes to attest to the animals. As great as they played all year, their pass defense still needs some more work because if I'm not mistaken, Sterry was the one that broke the record against them a couple years ago, and I think he threw 7 touchdowns on them, and they got mercy ruled.
Yes,
Yeah.
you are correct because when we were talking about that during the game, one of the things that was brought up was that Sperry had the record for 7, and of course when Scott threw 6, it was one of those situations where he's like, "How close am I to the record?" And we had just happened to be talking about it, so I told him, I said, "Well, 7 to tie, 8 to take it," and he said, "I'm going back in the game."
That's some cold shit. Yeah, that's cold.
I mean, this dude, the thing about it is, say what you want. When Scooter starts to get on point and starts throwing to his wide receivers the way he can, and he stops overthrowing them, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Because he's an accurate passer. He is not a D tackle. He is an accurate passer.
Guys, he's the most accurate.
He got real ass chemistry with them guys. You feel me?
Yeah.
He done threw them guys a million passes. You feel me? So it's like he got more than one security blanket.
Oh, he got like 4 or 5 security blankets.
Man, he got a goddamn quilt.
Let me ask you guys this now. Was that performance good enough to win MVP this year? Who was your MVP this year?
I mean, look, I can tell you right now, and I'm going to say it on this show right now.
Yeah.
We don't have enough people that give enough props to the guys on the West Coast that anybody out here, I think, is going to win MVP, even though I think they should. Plain and simple.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like when you look at the top 7 all season long, right? We talked about it on the show. Everybody got a vote. There's a lot of teams back east. Who was always voted in after Insomniacs had that first bye week? Now, keep in mind, they never, throughout the whole season, they never lost a game. But yet they were always ranked number 2 behind BIC.
Man, look,
now, what I saw on Sunday with what Insomniacs were able to do to the animals at the end of that game, didn't tell me that that was the number 2 team in the league. That was the number 1 team in the league.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I'm saying. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I think that also what Mark Gray and Sickwit were able to do with the BIC, just me, this is just my opinion. I ain't saying this is everybody's opinion. You guys have your own opinions. But what I saw that they were able to do with BIC, fully loaded or not, is irrelevant. The fact of the matter is you stepped up to play. What I saw was Stone King, who I agree with Mark Gray with what he's saying right now, Rookie of the Year. And I think what I saw from Sickwit, they should be in the top 4, no matter what. I don't think there's anybody that should be over them. What they were able to, because I mean, realistically, Zelly said it earlier in his comments. He said all they needed was a stop, and I agree with him. If they would have gotten 1 or 2 stops defensively, we might be having a different conversation about this, and it might be an all Vegas championship in 2 weeks. So, you know, that's where we've got to look at this thing. Vegas isn't as bad as everybody thinks we are. And yeah, you could say the top 2 teams by far are the Insomniacs and Sickwit. You can say that. But I also heard, CP, you heard it. Everybody heard me get my ass handed to me on RTU back in the day before the Insomniacs came up to play.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was saying how from the East Coast, Vegas and our division were not going to win a championship. If we would be lucky if we were in the playoffs in 5 years. And here we are 3 years later, and we are possibly talking about an Insomniacs team doing something no other team in the league has ever done, which is 3-peat.
Yeah, that's tough, bro. That's tough. That's making a lot of people eat them words. And remind you, like, it wasn't that I was on your side. I was just telling people, like, stop being delusional. Like, far as the eye test. Like, talent is talent no matter where it is. If they had guys out there in Ohio, like the guys on the Insomniacs, I would have been saying the same shit in Ohio. But we know everybody keeps saying Ohio is shit, Ohio is trash, Ohio is never going to do anything. But you can't keep saying that about a team who's won championships and beat teams over here that's supposed to be juggernauts and supposed to be these unbeatable gods and whatnot. You know, like, the delusion has to stop at one point.
Agreed.
That's what made me public enemy number 1 on the East Coast, because I kept telling guys that, yeah, they are better than you. They beat you. Like, what are you talking about? I don't give a fuck if it was 1 point, 100 points. They still beat you.
I mean, look, bottom line is no matter how you slice it, you did not two years ago. You did not have a what I would consider a representative from the East Coast, even though we know the Nightcrawlers are from Florida.
Yeah,
but they weren't truly, and they'll even tell you we aren't truly from the East Coast. We don't play those teams on a regular, but they were able to win and come to Vegas for that championship. They got beat 54-50, if I'm not mistaken, was the final. Then last year, we watched the Insomniacs go into BIC's hometown and beat them. As Corey likes to say it, a 1 point whooping, or whatever he says, blowout.
1 point blowout, yeah.
Yeah, 1 point blowout. You know, the thing about it is a W is still a W. I don't care how it is taken or how it's given. W is still a W. And the way if you want to look at it, the way that the Insomniacs were able to walk that one off, pun intended, it was impressive throughout that game because BIC did look like the better team for a good portion of that game. Now, the question mark is, and you know, I'll ask this question to you guys, and then we'll jump back. We'll jump into the Sickwit BIC game. Does BIC look like the same team that we saw last season?
Absolutely not.
Then my next question is, does the Insomniacs look like the same team from last season?
Absolutely not. They look better.
Are we going off of this past game?
No,
No, we're just going off the season.
Just overall.
All year, yeah, all year.
Overall season.
Yeah. Okay.
Because in my eyes, BIC does not look like the same dominant team I saw last season. They had a lot of close games. They got a lot of damn good players. But they don't look like the dominant team they were last season. Now, I'll flip that. Insomniacs, actually, as much as I hate to say it, well, actually, no, I don't hate to say it. I'll say it flat out. They look like a better team than what we saw last season. They look more dominant. Now, did that carry over for the first half of the Animals game? No. I think that they're finding their footing. They're playing around a little bit, and once they got serious, it was over. But I can tell you right now, from what I've seen with the Insomniacs in the past, when it comes to the championship game, there's nothing but them being serious. They don't play around because they're looking at that 25 large, knowing that that's what they want to take home.
Mm-hmm.
So I expect, just like last season, I expect them to travel with 35 fully. I think that they're going to travel with the full squad. And, I know BIC will have their full squad. And we'll see probably another good championship game.
Now, if BIC looks worse and Insomniacs looks better,
I think this game will be a
common
little
sense would tell us that the Insomniacs should whoop BIC's ass, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what do you consider a whooping? I mean, if they beat them by 14, is that a whooping?
I would say losing a championship game by 2 touchdowns is kind of a whooping, even though we all know 21 is the usual ass whooping, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
But losing 2 touchdowns in a championship game, I would consider that a whooping because 2 teams in a championship game, you kind of would think that they're evenly matched.
Yeah.
So if you lose by 2 touchdowns in a championship game, I would consider that a whooping. But do you see why I've been trying to bolts BIC up the last couple weeks? Because I know what's coming to Jersey, and I'm not delusional, and I need them to wake up and realize what's coming to Jersey and what's at stake if we lose this game. So once again, I'm going to be the guy to say it. BIC needs to wake up in a couple weeks. Now, only thing I do see that's going good for us is most of the guys that wasn't there all year, I'm hearing are going to be there in the championship game.
Why am I not surprised?
And now, will that help or hurt them? And
that's a question that needs to be answered when they start playing.
Yeah, one of the guys I know for sure that's going to be there is one of the guys that I feel like is the reason why their offense hasn't been as potent as last year, and that's Dave Valley. Now,
I thought he was still hurt.
No, he's not hurt anymore. He finally got cleared. So now with Dave Valley, because I feel like honestly he should have won MVP last year as an offensive lineman. That's just my opinion, my personal opinion. I feel like he changed BIC's offense so much in the run and pass game that he should have won MVP. So putting him on the offensive line now to go combating against AJ and the rest of those dogs on there. I like the other guy, Skyler. He's pretty good. K-Wack and Munchie, I said Munch, and Chum, I feel like it should give them, the Insomniacs, a good matchup. Also, who's to say that Mark Bagway and Henderson won't show up? And we all know that they're kind of probably still mad about their championship loss 2 years ago. So this is going to be a very personal game and a very high competitive game with a lot of intensity and a lot of, I'm going to say bad taste in a lot of guys' mouth from losing to the Insomniacs, not only guys on BIC, but the Nightcrawlers as well. So we're going to see a great collision course if everyone shows up. This might be one of the best championship games that I think that we can ever see. And the last 2 were awesome. I'll give them A+. So if everyone shows up, how I think everyone should show up, me being honest, I probably have BIC in a close game by 2 points, but you can't deny what the Insomniacs are, bro. Like I'm sorry, like that is just I would never deny eye talent, and they're still the best team in the league. They're the most organized team in the league, and most of the time that wins people the game. So
What's going
yeah,
on, Zach?
DIC got a big task. They got a big task against them.
I think you're right. I don't want to preview the championship game. We're going to save that for next week.
Word, definitely.
But I see where you're coming from, but I will say this: after the Insomniacs punched their ticket to the championship game, one of the things that was said was, if you think that this is the same BIC team that is taking the field now, that if they win, we're going to see in the championship game. And all the guys started laughing. They're like, we know that we're going to see Valley. We know we're going to see Henderson. We know we're going to see Bagway. They already know that. And the thing about it is, I understand what you're saying about a bad taste, but all I could say is one thing and one thing only. From I wasn't there last season for the championship game, but what I saw on TV was very disappointing, because I saw a lot of how can I put it, resizing of jerseys on the offensive line for BIC, on the defensive line guys for the Insomniacs. Call it what you want. A hold is a hold is a hold. And I know that you could call it on any given down, but when a man's trying to separate from you and you're pulling them back into you, that should be called. Saw a lot of that last season.
Well, I know for sure our owner, or I don't know, founder, Ryan DePaul, he absolutely despises holding, to the point that he feels like it should be a 20-yard personal foul penalty. So I'm pretty sure he's going to enforce that, and I'm pretty sure that that's why a lot of holding calls has been called this year, because Will Franklin, as much as everybody don't like him, most of the time he does get those holding calls right, as I went back and watched the games, because a lot of our offensive linemen in this league do hold and they get away with it. But I feel like the last year officiating game was called great, even though there was a lot of holding calls. So I'm gonna just say this to both teams: if you don't want to get the flag, just don't fucking hold.
Yep, would agree. Now we got guys in here saying, "Oh wait, Vegas wasn't holding." I didn't say that. I said I saw a lot of resizing of jerseys on both sides in the game. So y'all want to say, "Oh, I'm being one-sided"? Go ahead. I don't really care. I'm calling what I saw. I saw it on both sides of the trenches, and it's a damn shame, because I also saw it on this past Sunday, where I saw a lot of holds for guys trying to take the edge on run plays. So it is what it is. Like I've always said to all my players when I was coaching and playing, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
And
if they ain't calling it, keep doing it.
Exactly. Exactly. Until they start throwing that penalty flag on you, dude, my brother, grab the damn jersey and yank him to the damn ground. I could give two shits less.
As much as I do love BIC, they still cheated against us, the Renegades. So y'all ain't gonna cheat and get all the way to the chip and fucking lose. So I'm gonna be on y'all ass.
What's up, Brent?
I feel like the Renegades should have been in Vegas, but after hearing all of that heat, I'm kind of glad we didn't go. I wasn't trying to deal with that shit.
That shit crazy.
Man, let me tell you, man, it ain't no joke. But I will say, in the two games leading to the championship game, the two things that I saw that were really kind of what the downfalls for you guys and for the Watchmen, I never seen quarterbacks hold the ball so low on plays before in my life. I mean, any quarterback that has had any kind of coaching has always been told you hold the ball high. Exactly. If you hold it low, you're just giving them a chance to strip you, and that's exactly what happened in both games. That wind up winning the game for the other team.
Like I'm like that shit. That shit still kind of haunts me, and I feel like Serve had a great year, but I feel like those two fumbles kind of knocked him out the Rookie of the Year candidate. As great as he played that game, because he played awesome. He played awesome, and it's crazy because they called back like 2, 3 touchdowns that he actually scrambled. On top of that, so as much as we get mad about the holding calls, some of them was holds. I feel like, but um, yeah, just the fumbles that killed us. Even though there was 8 on the field at one time, but still, it could be 8 on the field, and we still can't fumble the ball. That's just basic one-on-one football that we learned as kids. You got to hold the ball high and tight. So, but I know we got a lot of time. Let's just get to the sick with it and BIC game.
Yeah, man. Knox, I'm gonna let you take that one first. I want to hear what you got to say about that game.
What, sick and BIC?
Yeah.
I mean, it was a great game. Speaking on I'll speak on BIC first. Seeing what they could do with what they had and still make plays happen, you got to commend that. They definitely came to play again, being on their sideline, hearing the energy, hearing the vibes. Like, you feel me? Sterling got hurt. I'm trying to get him checked out. I'll get checked out after the game. You feel me? Like, their main focus was the game and being.
When you finish, because right before the game, and I'm gonna just keep saying this, that everybody swears I hate staring, but I literally told him before the game, because he posted the game time. I said, bro, I know you and a lot of people probably think I hate y'all and shit, but I need a big game from you. I need you to show these fuckers, no pun intended, what the East Coast represents. And that's exactly what he went out there and did. So kudos to him too. I think he had no turnovers, right?
Not one that I could think of.
If I'm not mistaken, and he put up 57 points.
Yeah.
So the Insomniacs put up 60. Steri and them put up 57 with 16 guys. I feel like that's highly fucking impressive. And not only that, Darren Palmer showed why he's the top receiver in this league. I don't care what nobody says, bro. Like, finally seeing him up against competition, it's the same shit every week that he do over there, bro.
Yeah.
Like, he's like Anquan Bolden, bro, with speed. Like,
he really, but see, it's one of those where when you know him personally, he a competitor. You feel me? He want to go against the best. You feel me? So it's like when you put him in front of the best, he's gonna give you his best. You feel me? And he one of those where he want to win, and he gonna do whatever it takes for his team to win.
That corner, he was exactly. He was even that corner. So I'm like, yo,
well, you got to realize, OCP, Darren played in college. He played at corner at UNLV. He is not a wide receiver by trade. He's a cornerback by trade.
Bro, there's so much talent in this league, and I don't mean to jump to, but like, I just found out the guy William, double zero, that plays for the Insomniacs. He played on the fucking gold. I just heard last year.
Yeah, Coswell.
Bro, do you know what that means? That literally means, yes, y'all do have fucking talent over there.
Yeah,
they just can't beat the fucking Insomniacs.
Exactly.
If a guy like that is on the goal, bro, and he went to the Insomniacs and he's fucking strapping up and catching 2 touchdowns, catching 2 picks, yes, there is talent on the West Coast. They just can't beat one fucking team because that fucking team is probably the best team that ever played in this shit. Like, now, that literally showed me, bro, like, and for the goal to not win a game the last couple years, and he was playing for them, who's to say there's not talent on the stealth? Or a talent on the Hunters. I already know Savion's nice, but bro, like, now that should give guys that play on the other teams, the lower tier teams, the motivation to get better and pop out and show what you can do. So maybe you can get recruited by a stealth or sick with it and finally show what you can do.
Well, that's, the thing about it is we've been saying that because we watch these games weekly. We've been saying that there's a lot of talent in Vegas. Y'all just don't see it on the East Coast because you look at teams and you say, oh, they got blown out. They got blown out. They got blown out. They're no good. They suck. They're not this. They're not that. fact of the matter is there's talent on all these teams. And you see it when they go to a good team and then they start showing what they can do. Man, don't sleep on Carswell playing corner and safety as well. The boy could ball.
Yeah, he's nice.
Watching
Bro.
him play wide receiver is just one thing, but at 6'3", dude is nice.
Yeah.
And he's got some speed to him and a little wiggle at that. So, I mean, you got to be careful when you're playing against him. And he's a weapon that they did not have last year.
Yeah,
so
bro. Like,
that's another piece that they just put into the wheel.
You guys got, like Munchie said last night, he said, I'm an old head. I got the young boys now. I ain't got to do shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like him in prime, like, that shit is scary over there, bro. Like, that shit matches up perfectly with BIC. That's why I feel like we're gonna see a great game. But getting back to sick with it though, that offensive line is not as bad that everybody was making it seem. First and foremost, the D line was very underrated, in my opinion. I know they dropped like 2 interceptions, so like the corners weren't getting cooked until like the end of the game. How like the first game went because everybody's fucking tired in 109-degree weather, you know. So I just feel like stick with it was way better than what I thought personally, because I felt like I felt like the Renegades were going to whoop their ass, the Watchmen was going to whoop their ass, the Youth going to whoop their ass. Now I feel differently, way differently. Like now, like you said, for them to be a Final Four team, they deserve to be a top 4 team.
Yeah.
Like,
I couldn't agree more. And the thing about it is they wanted that. They wanted that last season. They wanted the opportunity to show their talent last season against an East Coast team. They never got that opportunity. Now they come and they're not the same team that they were last season. They're still a damn good team. Don't sleep on it. Don't get it twisted. They're still a damn good team. But I also think that if they were to, if they had an opportunity to play BIC again, like this coming Sunday, with the same players, I think the game could be even closer. Because, like you said, like Court said, there's 2 drop interceptions that could have been a game changers.
Definitely.
Because both of those interceptions were in the middle of the field with an opportunity to take them back for 6.
No,
so
100%. Hey, so Chris, look, this is one of those where you probably agree with me, right? They've been playing the Insomniacs for seasons and seasons and seasons and seasons, right? It's one of those where that has been their preparation. It's different when you play a team that you don't necessarily know or people that you don't necessarily know. They've already been faced with those type of games, you feel me? So I felt like when they finally did get to step in front of BIC, it was like one of those, the atmosphere and the energy was just overall different. You feel me? They utilized everything that they could have possibly learned from whatever games, you feel me, studied film and did whatever they needed to do to prep. And it showed because they knew what was even at stake for them. Whether win, lose, or draw, we're gonna show that at least we can hang, you feel me, or we up there too. You know what I'm saying? And it's only so many times that we've all done it where the only comparison that we can compare them to are games they've had against Insomniacs or Stealth, you feel me, and shit like that. So now being able to add this game, I'm pretty sure they've even gained a lot of more respect than what they've already had. You feel me? They showed a lot of just being on the same level and wanting the same shit. They understood what the goal was.
I sent you the invite, Trey. I sent Trey Robinson the link that y'all sent me earlier. He was actually
you gotta click it.
Speaking of Trey Robinson too, let me just say
he
this.
Balled the fuck out.
Bro, he had 4 touchdowns.
They couldn't tackle him.
In his return to Las Vegas. And
by the way, Trey, I just sent it to you again, so you ain't got no excuses now.
And I felt like for him going back to Vegas, that was a personal game for him, and he overly delivered. Like that was that long touchdown run. That was the Trey Robinson that I'd seen from 2 years ago when he was kick returning for the Insomniacs and breaking a lot of tackles and running back and forth. And that was one of the best plays of the year. Like, so for him to go to BIC and not be like a bench warmer and a ring chaser, because I felt like he has been a big part of their team for the last 2 years, and especially this
Yeah.
year, because a lot of their running backs haven't showed up. He's been the number one running back all year, and he's had, I would say he's had an A-minus season as a running back for BIC. I don't know
I
if
would,
that's
I would
overdoing
agree.
it, but I felt like, yeah, like for him to play both sides of the ball and produce how he's produced as a running back for BIC, it's like they didn't miss a beat, even though Courage and SJ and Big Debo, all of them haven't showed up all year.
Well, and speaking of which, let's welcome in Trey
Yes.
Robinson
What's
of
up,
the
My
y'all?
boy.
BIC.
What's
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 up,
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 y'all?
y'all?
son?
Shit. What's up, Pops? What's up, Knox?
What's good?
What's up,
What's
Corey?
good?
Sorry, that's Mama Duke's in the back.
What's
You guys
up,
hear me?
man?
Nothing much, man.
So did that heat kick you in your ass too when you came, even though you came back to Vegas?
That was a
Uh,
part of the welcome room
yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah. It did. It did. It did a lot. It was hard to breathe. I ain't gonna lie. It was hard to breathe. I started cramping up at the end of the game. Um, I just kept like taking down fluids and whatnot, so it wasn't that bad.
Still, I mean, look, when guys aren't used to it, and you come to Vegas and used to having that heat from back east, and everybody says, well, Vegas and Phoenix and everything is a dry heat. Well, what they don't realize is when you out playing in it, you're in it, and it dries you out.
Right.
And you could drink as much water as you want. It's already too late. You should have been hydrating the night before. And guys don't get that, which is what I was trying to say. So I don't know how BIC and the Animals came to Vegas. I don't know if y'all decided to go out and have a little party or do your thing the night before. I wouldn't think so. But I tried to tell the guys, the week prior, do yourself a favor, stay inside. Don't be out in the heat.
I mean, hey, Chris, if we just gonna keep it real, you can tell them what they need to do and all that shit. You even living here, bro, you can't prep for this shit.
Yeah.
Nah.
It be hot
See,
as hell. That motherfucker get off work, you walk outside 3 o'clock, bro. You ready to just go back inside, clock back in? Like, come on,
Yep.
you know what I mean?
right.
Well, I
It's
mean,
hot.
the only thing we used to do when I was playing was pickle juice the night before, and when I say that, damn near a full glass, and just about half a gallon of water before I went to bed.
Right.
And even then, the next day, you felt okay after the game, but you still felt like crap because of the heat was so bad.
Yeah. We landed Saturday morning. On the moment off the plane, we went right to Walmart, but we got like 6 fucking bottles of Pedialyte, like 4 cases of water, like 7 things of fucking bananas and oranges and shit. So I mean, we kind of like prepare, like we needed to prepare, but I mean, thank God no one had like a heat stroke or nothing like that.
Well, and the thing about it is, we had some people that did go down with heat stroke.
Damn.
Yeah, a lot of guys that were real dehydrated, guys that were, hurting afterwards. I know Tender, he fell asleep, and to be honest with you, when he was falling asleep, I don't think it was because he was worn out. I think the heat had gotten to him,
Right.
and that's not a good thing because, DT, if you're still on here, man, that's not a good thing to fall asleep in that heat, man. You got to get yourself into some air conditioning and cool down that body. But nonetheless, there was some situations that, it wasn't, and I'm not saying anything that people didn't know about. We had a couple of people even in the stands that were having a hard time with the heat. So it's one of those situations where if you out on the field, and the thing about it is sitting in the bleachers was actually a much cooler situation in sitting there than being out on the field. Being out on that artificial turf, it was even hotter than sitting in the bleachers.
Yeah. Derry came to me and was like, "Hey Trey, why you ain't tell me when you put water on your feet that shit get blisters?" I said, "Cause this shit hot." Like I told you, it's hot, motherfucker. It's hot.
Nah, don't do that.
Yeah, and there's guys even with white cleats on pouring water on their feet.
Hey, you should have worn turf cleats. I'm telling you,
So Trey, quick question: playing the sick with it, and you played everybody over here on the East Coast. Do you think the sick with it can compete with the teams over here in the East Coast?
Yeah. I put them in the middle around maybe 4 or 5, depending on going to the East Coast, yeah. I mean, but you were at the Sonics to that, and yeah, like 4 or 5.
Okay, nice.
So
And
I
I'm
mean
gonna say
that goes
that.
along with what we've been saying throughout this whole show was
Yeah.
that we felt like the like Sick was, if we wanted to look at it, the top 4 or the final 4 that we see right now, or that we had on Sunday, I should say, those 4 teams were right where they should be.
Yeah.
You had number 1, number 2 here in Vegas, which is the Insomniacs and Sick, and then you had number 1, number 2 BIC and the Animals from the East Coast. So if I wanted to rank them before they played, I would have said Insomniacs number 1, BIC number 2, Animals number 3, and Sickwood at number 4.
Yeah.
And that seems to be right in line with what we're talking about now.
Yeah. I mean, but to be honest, like I don't care about what place people put us in. As long as we winning games and doing what we need to do where we need to be. It don't matter if you're first, fifth, sixth, seventh. Like a number don't matter to me. It don't matter. Like, to be honest, like, it's just I don't know.
So
That's right. Question.
Yeah.
Because we've all been asked, right?
Right.
Do you feel like BIC is the same BIC from last year?
No. I mean, yeah. I mean, okay. As far as like what, like core players, because the core players has been there since last season.
I mean, the core players is going to be there. We're talking about overall as a team, performance, like everything. Are they on the same level? Are you guys on the same level as last year, or do you think you guys have gotten better?
I think that we, to be honest, I think that we, we're the same. We didn't get better or we didn't get worse. I mean, yeah, defense probably got worse, but I mean, a lot of guys got shit going on, outside of football. The injuries, you got life stuff going on. So I mean, if you could say as far as getting worse, I'll probably say defense. Offense has still been the same level, if not higher than what it was last season. Maybe just defense.
Well, then looking at that and what you're saying, would you say, watching the Insomniacs all season, do you think they got better or stayed where they were?
I think they got better. I think they got better. The one thing I did notice about the Insomniacs, I'm not throwing shade to nobody, so I'm trying to inbox, trying to be all, you feel me? I mean, but when you see them play competition, you see a blowout. The first half of the Animals game and Insomniacs, in my mind, I'm like, damn, they got 15 players. You guys got 30 players on the roster. The score should have been like fucking 45-0 first quarter. The 15 guys. Feel me? You're number 1 team in the country. So my eyes, I expected them to have more points than what the fuck they did. I expected it to be a game the whole first half, But it goes to show.
But even with the 15 people that the Animals had, they didn't have no busters. You know what I'm saying?
No,
So
right.
It wasn't just no, like, even from what I've seen and just like I said, being over there, it wasn't like one of those where they were just finna lay down. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, but imagine. But think about it. You don't see that shit. You don't see that signing do that shit versus the gold. You don't see signing do that shit versus anybody other than the Vegas, Vegas division. But I'm saying, like, when you see competition on competition, it's a different outcome. Yeah, end of the day, it still lost, but at the end of the day, the first half was very exciting for everybody to watch.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was back and forth.
Yeah.
So, but
even with
Yeah. Well, I think one of the biggest things that I saw watching the game and understanding what you guys are talking about, and I would agree to a certain extent, but I think what we saw was a little bit of the Insomniacs playing, a little bit of how can I put it? They're playing tentative in that first half of the game, because I think that they were trying to see what the Animals had, and you saw that whole game change in the second half when they started to make their adjustments. Right. And what I saw in the second half was, okay, we gonna wear their ass out, and there's nothing they're gonna be able to do about it. And they came out and ran the ball and did exactly that. and then they just started dropping touchdown after touchdown on their heads. And I mean, I understand what you're talking about, but I think that there is also a feeling out period with teams where they haven't played each other before. They're trying to figure out, okay, who are the go-to guys? What do we have to be afraid of? What do we have to look at? And I think that even watching film, you're not sure. And what I saw on some big plays was exactly what I saw from Tender all season.
Yeah.
You think you got the man sacked, he steps out of the sack and throws to an open wide receiver because the cornerback thought he was down.
Right.
And that's what I saw. And that's why I say Tender to me is a future of this division, of this league. I mean, he is a hell of a player, a hell of a quarterback. Now, I think that it's interesting that him and Stone King are the same age. Right. And I think both of them are the future of this league because of the way they're able to play this game. And it's going to be interesting to me because when you sit there and you look at Stone King at 6'5" or 6'6", 6'7", he's going to be a problem. And I think that with his arm and his accuracy, because I mean, look, don't get it twisted. I watched De'Aaron Fox play this game, and I know he is a talent, but his arm talent isn't quite there with Stone King.
It's not even that. Pops,
he hasn't been able to adjust to the game as quick as Stone King.
It's not even that. At the end of the day, I mean, Deion my guy, bro. But it's more of a like me being like a fan, the West Coast. I watch all your games, all you run and whatnot. When I see Deion get in, bro, the moment shit don't go his way, his pride goes down. Now he don't want to play no more, or now he got an injury, or now it's something. And at the same time, even with sick with it, y'all having 3 quarterbacks, like it's like, how are you building any kind of commodity with different quarterbacks? It's like it's not possible. I mean,
I feel like I said, I feel like he just hasn't overall adjusted to the game yet. You feel me? He hasn't necessarily gotten comfortable. In a sense, he probably doesn't necessarily have that voice that you would want your quarterback.
We had 3 years, bro.
Again, that's why I say he hasn't done it. You feel me? So at this point, it's like, okay, cool. Me personally, I would like him to make a different move and just go throw the ball on 3-on-1.
Yeah.
Who, Deion? Yeah, I would agree because I mean he could throw it out the building.
Throw that motherfucker and get your big ass down there and tackle.
And he can make plays. And I agree with you. I think that that might be his he might be the nullifier, if you will, on the 3-on-1s because of the cannon that he has for an arm, and he's not afraid to go and make
He needs
attacks.
to do something else. He needs to step outside his comfort zone and play a different position. He's definitely capable of being a part of somebody's roster and still probably staying on sick. You feel me? Right. But it's one of those where at the quarterback position, that's not it. You feel me? And he can elevate and go do something different and still be himself. You feel me? But also be something that can be reckoned with. Just quarterback not it for him.
Right. Or maybe another team. Maybe, I mean, it could be anything. It could be him not being comfortable. It could be coaching. It could be anything. I mean, we don't know.
No, we don't. But I will say that, I don't think that in my eyes, I don't think there's a huge drop off between Gary and Stone King. I just don't. And I think that this is Stone King's first season with sick. And I think that, had Gary been there, he'd have balled out too. Don't get me wrong. But I think that Stone King has his arm is more lively than Gary's. And I've seen him put the ball up off his back foot in positions that I kind of cringe at first, and then see the way he's able to put some zip on the ball from that and still get the ball into the receiver's hands. It is impressive. I'm not going to lie. So I am interested to see where he takes this at to the next level. I'm very interested to see what he's able to do. And I agree with Zelly right here. He said they look like the Watchmen, and Mark put Stone King back in DP and Van started getting off. I agree. I mean, look, Richardson did his thing and showed what he is made of. DP is always going to do his thing. I don't care who's back there, quarterback. But I'll tell you, man, I saw Stone King fit in some passes that I was hesitant at first at, and then when I saw what he was able to do, it was pretty impressive. He's one of those guys that I think that had he started playing, because we've asked him to play in the past, and I think if he had started playing prior, a couple of years ago, like he was going to, I think that right now, this probably would have been his third year, and you probably would have seen a more polished quarterback. But at the same time, I can't down him, man. I mean, the kid went off. I mean, 5 touchdowns against BIC. That's not you're not a slouch to show that.
Right.
I'm gonna keep it real. Like, so CP touched on it earlier, and I know even myself, I have been talking my shit, of course, when it comes to the sick with the offensive line. I feel like this game, they stepped it up. You feel me? They was able to communicate. They was able to talk to each other. You feel me? You seen them actually want to protect Stone King. You feel me? So he can get those passes off. So the running backs can try to make those moves.
Right.
So big shout outs to the sick with the O line for stepping
Can I
it
tell you
up.
why they lost though? Can I tell you why they
You
lost
said
though?
what?
Can I tell you why they lost?
Because they couldn't tackle you.
It's not that, bro.
It
They
really
lost.
is, because it was
Look.
plays where they should have tackled your ass and you shouldn't have had as many yards, but you got loose. And it wasn't just the big one. Like, there was plenty of plays where it was broken tackles, you feel me, where they should have had those stops, as well as Deion Butterfinger brick hands dropping an easy pick. You know what I'm saying?
Twice.
Some other shit. Yeah.
But I was gonna say the reason they lost to us, bro, is because second quarter they didn't adjust. You made 0 adjustments. And literally did the same shit the whole entire game.
Yeah.
Outside trap, outside toss, like pin and pull, like y'all didn't adjust to nothing. So it was like, what? You basically just handed us the game. I mean, because it was no adjustments. And I've been saying this shit after the game, talking with some of the guys and shit like that. Much love to you guys out there. It's the same thing. You didn't adjust. Yeah, you bring somebody else in for that position, but that's not making adjustments, bro. That's just different personnel. You feel me? Like, it's all about adjustment, man.
I mean, but if we're using the games where they've played against the Insomniacs in the past, right? That has been a big thing coming out of the second quarter.
Yeah, but yeah.
You
it was
feel
all
me?
about the
That's
adjustments.
always been a thing.
And
so they've never really been
second
able
half,
to
he came
adjust
out and didn't do anything different than what we did the first half.
Second quarter into the third and finishing the game and actually getting
lights
the
turned
dub.
on for the O-line for that game. Yeah. The O-line did good. I stopped rushing Mark and I couldn't get to the quarterback.
Look, man, the bottom line with the game with y'all and Sick, I mean, don't get it twisted. It was a damn good game. What I saw from Sick was the fact that they could score from any place on the field.
Yeah.
They didn't have to grind it out by any means. They were able to rely on Stone King's arm and get some passes downfield. But when you're throwing to DP, when you're throwing to Richardson, I mean, they make it tough on defenses. Period.
Right.
And you got to be aware of that, because either one of them can take a screen pass the length of the field. So you got to be aware of that. And the thing about it is, you also have to be aware.
He don't use them enough. He don't use them enough.
They don't. But what I was going to say was the fact that
that's not a worry.
You can do a screen pass on DP side of the field to Richardson. DP is going to get 2 or 3 blocks on that screen pass. That's just him.
He should have used his lineman more.
Yeah.
As much as I've been said it. As much as you motherfucker, like, they want to throw the ball to the okay, cool. But you're gonna get yards when you throw it to the guy once you see, like, they shooting 4. They showing 4. You know they're gonna rush because you haven't adjusted and started just getting the dump off, so nobody's really accounted for it.
Right.
Nah, it wasn't the proper adjustments, Mark. I just told you what you could have did. They're showing for lining up for
You could send
nobody. You're
forward.
not dumping it off to goddamn Bino. You're not dumping that bitch off really too much to side. You're not dumping
Right.
that shit off to nobody as a tight end or lining up even double tight to even show some different shit. So there was plenty of adjustments that could have been made when playing that game. They're
Even
showing
come out the
forward.
backfield.
They're sending forward, and they're coming because they know you got three guys, and he's trying to throw it to one of your receivers.
Woody told me after the game, now he was like, bro, when I kept going out of the backfield for the, for the 5-yard game, 10-yard
Yeah,
game, I'm like, damn, like, ain't nobody picked me up 4 times in a row. So fuck it,
I'm
I'm gonna
telling
keep
you,
doing it. I'm gonna keep doing it.
keep going.
And no
Keep
one
doing
came.
it. They're not going to adjust to
And
it.
that's what I mean about making adjustments, bro. Like, no one made adjustments.
They
Well, and I
just
think
keep
what we're
doing it.
talking
It's going
about
to work for
is a
you.
little bit different from what Mark is saying. Is we're
Right.
talking about defensive adjustments, right? And Mark, I agree with you, man. It is that growth, and I agree. I'm not gonna knock you for it. I'm gonna tell you, growth is what brings teams or has teams go from a team that is a 5-3 team, to a 6-2 team or a 7-1 team very easily, because you have to grow as a team. But what I saw from Sick throughout this whole season was growth. What I saw from Sick throughout the whole season, when you guys had your players, was guys that were on the same page making big plays. Now, I don't know, and I'm not going to sit here and try to second guess a damn thing when it came to the stealth game. I'm not going to second guess that at all. I'm just going to say you guys knew you were going to win that game.
But
I knew you were going to win that game.
The thing with that game is that they played to their. I mean, they played down to their opponent. That game should have been out of hand way sooner than what it should have been.
Oh, I would agree with you. But I also think that they knew they're going to win that game. So it's like, let's just get through it without any injuries, because they knew what was coming in 2 weeks. They knew they're going to have you guys in 2 weeks. So I don't blame anybody for what they're trying to do. I think that Mark is going to continue to have growth with this squad, and everybody in the offseason. We had guys in the preseason. Knox was on here. We had guys in the preseason coming on talking that shit about how they were going to be the number 2 team, not Sigwin. And I was just like, dude,
get fed? Did the Insomniacs ever get that meal?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to check with that, because the fact of the matter is, I had no doubt in my mind that Sick was still the number 2 team. You've got to beat them to unseat them. This ain't coming in at preseason. This ain't coming in before the season talking that shit and how you're going to be the number 2 team. Go out and take it. Yeah. And you didn't. You didn't go out and take it. Because if you did go out and take it, you would have been playing BIC. So that's what I'm saying. It's one of those situations. Guys will come on here. They will down us. They will tell us we don't know what the hell we're talking about. They will laugh at us. They'll talk shit. They'll say whatever. Fact of the matter is, I will say it. I'm 53 damn years old. I've been playing this game longer than most of y'all played. I've been playing this game since I was 8 years old. And I will say it time and time again. You want to pull up and talk shit? Pull up and talk shit. But unless you're going to do it on the field, I don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it.
Hey, Trey, so look, check it out. With the numbers that y'all had, right? With the numbers that y'all had, you knew who y'all was traveling with, right? What was the mindset with coming out here and getting back out to New Jersey?
To be honest, bro, we knew we was gonna be sick with it. It didn't matter how many people we had it, because it's just like, bro, we're on a mission. Like our whole goal is to get it back in blood. So it's like whoever's in our way, bro, we gonna do what we got to do to win. And that's all that matters. But our main focus was Insomniacs all season. He said it all season. I mean, we traveled with less numbers all season, so it was bigger than us, bro. Like, I mean, I can't explain it. Like we all know what we want. We all know what we're fighting towards. But like playing sick with it, bro. We knew what the fuck was gonna happen with sick with it. Mind you, bro, I lived in Vegas for 9.5 years. All the guys were sick with it. All the guys were insomniacs. I played around all those guys, so I know those guys' weaknesses, their their positives and whatnot, who to go to, who to not go to, and that's exactly what the fuck we did. We exploited all the weaknesses.
So would you say that the who y'all sent out here was just enough to get the job done? So when getting back to Jersey, the tempo is already set,
It's
and
set, bro. It's set. It's set. You think the guys you didn't see all see? Listen, the guys that was there last year, bro, lost in the championship, bro. You think them niggas not gonna want to be back? I mean, not gonna come back next week? They want their get back. Like it's personal for not just for me, but for those guys too. It's just personal. Not like that. I mean, but it's football. But it's personal, bro. Like
no, understandable. But even I think CP said it earlier with guys not being there all season, and like you said, it's personal. Do you think that could get in the way of the actual goal? And
nah.
will you guys be really on the same page against a team that hasn't had those type of issues within their organization, you feel me, and have been the same, and if not, like you said, even yourself gotten better to where they all and who even they surround themselves with, their goal is different. And I've been preaching that all like for seasons, right? Where everybody has a different end goal. You feel me? Sick
Right.
with it is to beat the Insomniacs, right? You guys is getting revenge against Insomniacs. Insomniacs is, man, we just want the bag. You feel me? So it's one of those where do you think that the personal and again people's absences and not being there, are they gonna fit with what you guys have already been doing, or could it be a downfall and you go back to what you guys have been doing throughout the season?
Hey Trey,
Nah.
Trey, hold on before you answer that.
Go ahead.
Let's welcome in Mr. Suglight, excuse me.
Mr.
Yo,
That way I
Double
say it
D,
What's up, Mr.
properly.
D?
the deal,
What up,
B.
y'all? What up,
I'll
y'all?
take a shot for that, Mr. D. Take a shot for
I,
that.
I haven't got to my alcohol yet. It's been all water and training and Mountain Dews and coffees for the last 9 hours. We just finished having pizza at a place that didn't have any hard liquor, so I wasn't gonna waste my calories on beer or wine.
Welcome to Utah.
Right?
Utah.
So what I miss?
Oh man, where to start? We'd almost have to do a show on what you missed.
Well, let's hear Trey's answer. I don't know what y'all was talking about, but I want to hear what he had to say.
I forget the question, but I'm gonna try. But to be honest, bro, it's like a VIC, bro. There's no ego. It's like whether guys are there throughout the season or not there throughout the season, we all got the same. I mean, you all have the same goal in mind, bro. And that's to win. So at the end of the day, if I gotta sit out, because they're gonna go 4 wide at the same time, they put somebody in who ain't been here all season. At the end of the day, it ain't gonna. Yeah, it's gonna bother me, but it's not gonna bother me because in reality, the reality it's for the best of the team. So it's like, why would I sit here and be mad about something that's gonna be? I mean, it's gonna benefit all of us. Yeah, at the same time, that shit messes up a lot of chemistry and whatnot. For what we've been doing throughout the season, but it's like, bro, you all got the same common goal in mind. That's to win. No matter how we win, how we do it, we just want to win.
But you knew, is it safe to say that, I mean, to be a winning squad type shit, you got to have chemistry.
Yeah, but think about it. The core player's been there all season.
But you said the
The
core
chemistry is
players,
there.
that's the core. You talking about bringing in people that's not a part of the core.
Nah, who?
Oh, you said that, not me.
Who? We
All
bringing
right,
in
say
top part of the
less.
core.
Look, say less. Hey, what's understood don't got to be explained. I got you.
I know where you're getting at, because I know where you're getting at. You ain't yet for the target.
Hey, I'm just practicing, bro. I'm just practicing. You feel me? I'm just practicing.
No, I mean, shit. I was live with Munchie last night. He kept mentioning that we brought in Bagway and Henderson for the playoffs. Man, they've been here all season. I mean, I get it, bro. I ain't seen them all season, but to playoff time, which is cool. I mean, but they've been in the roster all season. They ready to play, bro, and it don't matter if that way through. It don't matter if they say it's for the Renegades game or whatnot. I mean, at the end of the day, He's wearing BC jersey, so why does it matter?
Y'all motherfuckers
You
did
see it
have
with
8 people
BIC.
on the field though.
Yeah, but once again, once again, that ain't our fault.
100%.
Blame the officials.
100%.
Blame the officials. I mean, you can't
It
blame
is
us,
what
bro.
it is, man. Fact
No,
of the
just
matter is, I agree
no.
with Joker right here, where he says losing chemistry is huge.
It
And
is.
the fact is, if you got guys that are coming in, they're going to be taking somebody's spot. You know what I'm saying? So you've got to be careful of that, because that does bring the team chemistry down. It doesn't pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
So, it depends on how those guys that are being replaced are going to react to what's going on during that time. So,
look at the Renegades game.
It's going to be interesting to watch.
Look at the Renegades game, right? On the Renegades game, we had Henderson and we had Bebe come to the game, right? Mind you, normally we run we run one tight end, one running back, two receivers, whatever the case may be. The whole entire game, we ran 4 wide, bro. Like, me personally, I wasn't mad about not banging on the field or getting the ball, because I didn't give a fuck about none of that shit. It was about winning. So, I mean, all the guys watching here for BIC, if y'all got some kind of ego or, get mad about not getting playing time, then fuck leave the group chat down, bro. Ain't got time for that shit.
Hey, Trey, I will say I've been saying
win.
at least all season, bro. It's been crazy to see you go as crazy as you've been on both sides of the ball. You feel me? You've been,
I'm ass, bro.
Well, that's what I was gonna ask, man.
You've been doing your shit. You done had a couple fucked up missed tackles. You feel me? That could have been something, but
thank you, K-Wack.
other than that, you've been pretty solid. It's been cool to see.
Hey, Trey.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
How do you like playing defense compared to when you're touching the ball at tailback? I know you preferred playing quarterback because that's like the best season you ever had, right? I'm guessing that's what you preferred. But versus tailback versus DN, what do you like better?
Shit, to be honest,
Go ahead.
it's a good question, bro. It's a good question.
That DN shit fun, bro.
It is fun as hell.
Yeah, that DN shit fun.
Hey, when you ain't nothing like laying wood.
Man.
But Trey's the dude that does it on offense too, though. You see how he be muscling dudes like every time. It makes me mad as hell when it's our guys.
The thing is, Derek, bro, to be honest, I don't even try and do it on purpose. I just do it naturally, and it's just
always have.
Know, man. I just do it naturally. Like, with Dion, listen, Dion, stick with it, bro. I give him all the props in the world, because the whole entire game, bro, he went with me head to head 4 times in a row, 3 times in a row.
Yeah, that dude will take on dudes twice his size. He don't care.
Yeah.
He is reckless.
None of that shit. He was right there every time, bro. So it's like,
he might be my favorite tackler in the league. Him and Reeves.
For real.
Mm-hmm.
For real. But to be honest,
and that's
I like
one guy that was missing,
right?
From the Insomniacs was
Jimmy. Can't forget Jimmy. Jimmy be out there hitting shit too.
Jimmy does too, man. He's a lot of fun to watch. But anyway, so I'm sorry, Trey. I didn't mean to get the spotlight off of you. So what you think? What you think, man?
I don't need it on me.
No, I know you don't, but I do right now. So DN or tailback? What's your preference?
And tell the truth.
Tailback, yeah.
Tailback.
I mean, you got the history of tailback, right?
Yeah.
PA records and whatnot. I love telling people about your history, dude. So it's wonderful to see you still doing big things.
Trying.
You're doing more than trying, bro. 122 yards, 4 touchdowns. Dog. What was that last week?
I'm ass, man.
Okay. The thing I make fun of the thing I make fun of the East about is like how one of our guys who wasn't starting over there, the best player in your division, and y'all saying we ass over here.
I don't know. No comment to that.
It is kind of contradictive, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, but I'm gonna say no comment to that one. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I'm just trying to play football and have fun doing this shit,
All right, so Trey, you carrying about 20, 30 extra pounds on you, right? From when you was in Vegas?
30.
That's what I thought. So how much of that is gym? How much of that is table?
I say shit. Most of it's gym.
Hey, you look the strongest I've ever seen you, bro. Yeah. I mean, you may have lost like a quarter step, but the strength you have and improved balance is wild.
Yeah. Most of that shit. Most of it's gym time. I mean,
You look like a young Courage Mosey.
Yeah. Nah, man, Courage, man. Fuck that. I'm trying to be better than Courage. I'm trying to be Trey Robinson. I ain't trying to be nobody but Trey Robinson.
Look, I'm just saying, bro. Looking back at the old film that I saw, the running styles were very similar. You had that low center of gravity, big ass, big legs. You got that now, where you didn't have that before, and you are hard to take down now.
For the pit bosses, I was 160 pounds. I'm 230 pounds now.
230?
What?
230.
230. My God, that ain't all gym, dog.
That ain't 30 pounds,
Oh,
man. If you were 260 back then, that's 40. That's 70 pounds, man.
I'm telling you.
Hey, look, you in this chat with your shirt on for a reason. That ain't all gym.
I'm telling you, it's all gym, man.
It's all gym and good eating.
Yeah, if it was all gym, you'd be in here Dwayne Johnson our ass with the shirt off.
Right?
My favorite meal is rice, eggs, and onions, bro. That's all I eat. Rice, eggs, and onions. White rice, fried eggs, and onions. That's it.
I ain't know you was Filipino, dog. That's awesome.
Yeah. You got me on that. No, Mr. D. You got me on the Indian food. You got me on the Indian food. That spicy
we did.
shit is good, bro.
Filipino.
Yeah, we did.
I fell in love with that
yeah. Shout out to Mount Everest, bro. That shit was live.
Fire.
Dude, if you ever want some good Indian food, call me. I'll hook you up.
Yeah, Chris knows how to make it.
Yeah, I don't go nowhere, man. I make it at the house. Curried lamb. Let me know when you're ready.
When you guys coming to when you guys come to Jersey?
Probably, I still don't know. It's Friday or Saturday. Some people are coming out Thursday, I just heard. So some people are going to be there a little early. Looks like it's going to be flights into Philly. So we'll be in your old stomping grounds. Where you living now?
Let me know. I'll get guys rides or whatever the case may be.
No, you won't.
Come on, man. I ain't like that.
I ain't get you. We couldn't get you to come through last time neither.
I'm 15 minutes from the airport. I didn't do that because I lost. That's why. Because I was a little bittersweet. You know, I ain't gonna lie. You know, I was a bittersweet. My apologies. You know, but you know, it was a big moment, and I fucked up that for my team. So I mean, it is what it is. But now it's a new year, so you know, here we are.
Trey, what's better about your team this year from last year?
What's better about my team than it is last year? It's a good question. What's better about my team than last year? You run the ball more?
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
More balanced attack. Well,
more
balance. Run the ball more from the tailback position. Obviously, Sterry probably has as many rushing yards as he has passing yards.
Yeah,
pretty damn close.
But BIC's always been known for a passing team. So I mean,
so I was just thinking about something we're talking about what we're going to eat on Father's Day. I should have said curried lamb.
Look at Travis, dude. He's like, what makes y'all better? Bagway.
Yep, exactly.
Travis,
hey, he's got to rep his city, man. I'm down for it.
Oh yeah, Bagway too, bro. Don't forget Henderson. Listen. I ain't gonna cap. Henderson is a fucking monster.
He is.
He is a monster, bro.
Oh, so favorite tacklers, he's on that list too.
Yeah, he's top 5 of mine.
Yeah, somebody I like to watch. Dude could cover sideline to sideline. I like watching him.
Mm-hmm. Easy. We got a guy on my team named Trey Cohen, bro. He's like, bro,
Mighty Mouse.
He is a fucking animal. When it comes to 3-on-1 throw off shit, he be out there tackling the biggest motherfuckers. Like, bro, like
he's like a skinny Southern.
It's crazy.
Yep.
I don't get it, bro. I don't get
it. And then backflips are unreal.
Easy.
Yep.
One step backflips.
Yeah, not where you gotta land on all fours.
That's the extra weight you carrying around.
Hey, look, I'm just talking shit. I'd be landing on my neck backwards, so don't even worry about it.
The only backflip you'll see me doing is in the pool.
Yeah, right.
We getting old though, Mr. D. Shit, I'm
getting old. Getting old, bro. I was old when you met me.
Right. Y'all already old, so imagine how I feel.
Right.
No, I'm just kidding. But
but you ain't wrong.
Listen, my name Bennett, and I ain't in it. I'm just saying.
Look, Trey, I'm back in the gym training, man. So for my 50th birthday, we're gonna have a foot race.
All right, I'm down.
My goal is to on that day dunk a basketball and beat somebody fast in a foot race.
I think I might do some.
I'm sorry, did you say for your 50th?
For my 50th, yes.
Oh damn! All right, I'll race you guys. I'll be in my wheelchair.
Where you going for that?
To dunk a basketball?
No, your 50th
Where?
birthday. Where you going for that?
Oh, we haven't figured it out yet. I'm saying wherever they got the 8.5-foot goal.
Oh, you lagging. Mr. D always got plans to go somewhere.
I got a baby at home, dog. I ain't planning to go nowhere but home.
Shit, I feel that one. I feel that one completely.
I'm driving to go camping this weekend.
And look, with our defense, you saying I got a guy on my team like niggas don't know him. Joker, shut up, Joker. And the point for everybody who don't know him. We faced adversity last year. We were blowing everyone out, but this year different. We
That's a good
become more
point.
of a family. Yeah,
Man, look, y'all, and one thing you've learned how to do very well this year, not that you didn't before, but this year, every game you learn how to win close games and how to strategize towards the end of the game so you can win. I mean, obviously, the Renegades thing was kind of more, a bad thing on them, but everything else, you guys pulled it off at the end. So, yeah, look, Vegas is not taking you lightly. You know that. They know what you went up against last year. Insomniacs got way better, but I think y'all got somewhat better too. But it doesn't look like you did because the competition in the East got so much better, right? So things look different over here, and I hope the Insomniacs take you guys as serious as they did last year, and are in the lab looking at film, watching nuances and self scouting, man. Because if they're not, it's gonna be a long day.
Nah, I believe they are. They're not stupid. They're not stupid. You're not.
You were part of that squad. You know what they do.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they do the same thing. I mean, they do the same thing BIC does, which is why, like, I say, like, on a like eye to eye level, it's almost kind of the same. Like, it's almost kind of the same. Preparation is there, weekly meetings, conversations, individual grading on what you can do. I mean, what you do and what you can do better and whatnot. So it's a lot, bro. It's a lot.
I like individual grading. I've not heard that from you guys before.
Yeah. So it's a lot. Like, it's just not like, we just watch them and be like, yeah, whatever type shit. Like, no, like, we ask questions. We actually be on live for like 6 hours, 5 hours watching film, like, multiple games. Like, so it's the same shit. Same shit.
Well, that explains why you're so damn good and why you've been the top of that division every single year since I've been watching this league.
We gonna be all right though. I want to see. So Mr. D, how would you feel as though if the Insomniacs came to the East Coast for a season?
For a season?
Stick with it. Yeah, for a season.
How would I feel about it? Hey, as long as I have to pay for this shit, they can do anything they want. I would love it if it wasn't coming out of my pocket.
Right. No,
so Trey, you know what I never asked you, man? You just bounced and went back to the East Coast.
Yeah.
I know you were looking for a house out there for quite some time, and Mom's was doing what Mom's was doing. But what sent you back home?
My grandma passing away.
So you guys, grandpa and grandma, within like six months to a year, then?
My grandma passed away February of last year, and then my grandpa passed away in April. So literally a month apart.
Wow, I didn't know. I didn't know about. I didn't know one or the other had passed. I remember you had lost one of your grandparents and it hit you hard. So you went back there to help the family and just decided to stay.
Yeah, they left the house to me, so I have a house here now.
What'd you do? What'd you do with the house in Vegas? You guys still people in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What'd you ever do with the motorcycle?
I sold it.
You know you're not allowed to drive that for work.
Yeah, I know. Fucking Emily.
My bad, dog. My bad.
Hey, man, old memories.
Hey, Trey, people still ask about you like every week.
Who?
But we were over at HPA. God, what was it, 2 weeks ago?
Carl?
And they were asking about you. Yeah, Carl and James.
Oh my God.
We were over at QA, and Nathan asked about you. So you made an impression on some people, man. We were sorry to see you go. You were going to be one of the good ones.
Man, lunch meetings, cookies, donuts, coffee, chips.
That's how you got to 2:30.
Yeah, I know. Shit, I know.
Bypass 200, went straight to 230.
Man, It's like a
What you
glitch.
what you doing out there now?
Same thing, electrical engineer. Same thing.
The drafting or what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm drafting.
Nice.
AutoCAD. Yeah.
Anybody I
I
know?
wonder who. Well, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You know Intel.
Okay.
You know
Well,
Intel. But I
let's talk
learned
about
my
it offline, dude. I want to put your
but I
business
learned
out
my
there like that.
knowledge from you, though, Mr. D. I learned
Hey,
all
look.
my shit from you.
Hey, you know what? You took your schooling and applied it to yourself and found a way. And so, props to you for parlaying that into something real for yourself.
Right. Right. Thank you for all the knowledge and all the great moments we had while I was in Vegas.
Yeah, you was tough, dog. But we had
I was
fun.
a badass.
Hey,
All
you
right.
still talk to Elijah?
No. Last one I talked to him, he was living in Arizona. He
Yeah.
was living
All
in
right.
Arizona. I ain't
He
talking
was
to him
he
since
was
then.
talking about starting a team in Arizona and playing in the
Yeah.
Vegas division. Anyway, so let's get back to the championship to
I'm sorry.
the shit we talking about. So, did y'all cover like what you saw last week and what was different? Like, what'd you see out of Sick that you hadn't seen previous to playing them? Like, what was different for you?
Just them being a family. I mean, the year before, I mean, and no shade, and no shade to Mark. The year before, when they beat the Insomniacs, it was too many egos. The first game they played the Insomniacs, Knock was on the team too. You guys should have beat them. But the reason why you guys lost because you guys are arguing too many times, too many egos. Justin saying this, that, this, and that, and the game got away from you guys. This year is a whole different team. I ain't see that one time. I ain't see not one time guys are arguing on the sideline. I ain't see like even during the game they were arguing, but it wasn't like to where as though like it was like a crazy argument. It was just stupid shit about like, hey bro, you got him, and I got him. But after watching this year, it just seemed more together.
Okay. And so, what I really wanted to hear is you played the Animals the week prior, or not the Animals, the Renegades the week prior. They took you to the brink, right? You played
They're a
Silk.
good team, bro.
They took
They're
you
a
to the
good
brink.
team.
You played Sick with it. They didn't exactly take you to the brink, but it was a foot race the whole entire time. What's different about Vegas these days versus the East Coast from your perspective, since you're the one person who's got that real perspective?
The only difference is the physicality. That's it. Just being
So,
more physical.
so
Look at the
Vegas is a
look at
little.
the, look at the animals. Okay, so okay. If you guys watch film, I'm on an Animal Insomniacs game, right? You watch the film for the Vegas division all season, right? You look at the Animals D line. The Animals D line is small. You feel me? But they were able to get pressure on Scooter, and then the first half of the game, whatever the case may be. And mind you, they're a lot smaller than guys in Vegas. You got guys like that are big as hell in the D line that 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 can't even get pressure to the quarterback. So
Yeah.
it's like, I mean, with them being smaller and faster, so I could probably say physicality and speed maybe. I mean, but it's just like something like that. Seeing the Animals have a small D line like that versus Kenny Mack and Brandon Swink and those guys is like, and then watch them go against guys all year in the gold. Scooter had hella time in the pocket all season. With bigger guys linemen than what the Animals had.
Well, I mean, the Gold had an improved offensive line. Their
Yeah,
defensive line didn't get much, didn't stand out to me like their offensive line did when you go back and look at film. So
right,
I see what you're saying.
right. So it's like, I mean, yeah, the physicality part for me is probably a major difference for me.
All right, so I was going to save this question for next week, but I don't know if you're going to be available to be on, so I'm going to go ahead and hit you with it now.
Hit me.
You guys played Silk, and it was a very close game. Insomniacs played Silk, and it ended up in mercy rule timing. How does that make you guys feel about what you're about to face?
Now, Insomniacs played sick with it. Good question.
That's
But the
it.
thing is,
Animals.
sorry, the Animals. Animals are a good team, bro. But the Animals, I mean, once again, we haven't been fully staffed all season, Derek.
Well, and they weren't full strength when they played the Insomniacs either, so we got to be real about that. They didn't have their number one weapon, Manny Diaz, out there. So, I mean, I'm sure he would have made a difference. I don't think he's making a 4-touchdown difference in a game, but he probably
DT
he would have
being
made a
hurt.
difference.
DT being hurt made a difference too. If
Oh, he
DT
was hurt.
wasn't hurt,
He was hurt this last game.
yeah.
I didn't know
If
that.
DT wasn't hurt, Mr. D, I promise you, it'd be a different game. It'd be a different game. I'm not saying
But
they win,
isn't it safe
but
to
I'm
say
saying
that
it'd be a
he's been
different game.
hurt for a few games now?
Well, he got hurt against BSC.
He's never really been
That's
100%.
That's 2 games ago. The
Yeah,
last
but
2
he's
games he
never
didn't play.
really been 100%.
Yeah, the last 2 games he didn't play. This is his first game he played back. I mean, right? Wait. Yeah, I think.
No, he got off against. He got off against. Who was the Watchman?
The Watchman.
Yeah.
But mind you, even in that game, he was limping around. He wasn't the normal DT that we always saw. You feel me?
Okay, I didn't see all that, but I wasn't looking for it.
But
either.
if you saw what he said in the comments, he said he re-injured his ankle in the Insomniacs game. So at the beginning of the game, he was feeling pretty good. There was a re-injury that kind of took him out. But the question mark that I have when you're saying that is, I don't know, because of the amount of players that they had. I don't know that even a healthy 100% DT would have been able to overcome what they were going up against with the Insomniacs.
And I'm gonna say this, Pop. I'm gonna say I don't agree with that statement because DT is like Bagway, bro. You're their own kind of players in their own kind of like category, bro. You can't put DT in a category with somebody else because in the day DT is by itself. A healthy DT, I'm telling you, it's a different story. I'm not saying they win, but I'm saying it's a way better game. It's a way better game than what it was.
Well, what I'm saying though is and I think I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is DT even said, he had a lot of players around him that went down because of the heat. So what I'm saying is, because of the amount of players they brought with them, I don't think, because he can't do it by himself. What I'm saying is, even if he was 100%, because of the guys he had going down around him, that was also something that was affecting his play. So that's why I'm saying I don't even know if he was 100%, because even if he's 100% healthy, if you got guys that are still running around on the back end trying to get open in that heat that they were playing in, with them only having 16 players, I don't know that it would have made a huge difference in that game.
I got you.
That's what I'm talking about. So I'm talking about more than just him, because he needs other players around him. He can't do it by himself. And I think that had he tried to do it by himself in that heat, even if he was 100% healthy, he might have actually hurt himself more.
Right? I get what you're saying. I get it. I agree with Trey. During the season, DT looked extremely hard. Bro, listen, DT.
So he is hard to tackle.
Mr. D, listen. I had his motherfucking ass wrapped up on his back, and he literally fell to the ground. I fell to the ground, and he broke the shit and got away.
What are you saying? He pulled a Trey Robinson?
He sure did. That
Truth in
hard
that,
tackle, man.
Very, and that's what I was saying when I was watching him play throughout this whole season, and then he showed it again when they played on Sunday. A lot of the plays that he made are broken plays because cornerbacks relax because they think he's sacked, and then he steps out of a tackle and makes a play downfield, and that's what I saw him do over and over and over again.
That motherfucking guy's an animal, bro. He literally is an animal.
Literally.
Yeah, he's he's playing on the right team. Let's just leave it at that.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, it's crazy. And Mr. D, I give credit where credit is due, but DT's probably one of the hardest guys I've ever tackled before in my life.
Trey, I got one more for you.
Okay.
Did you feel the difference when Packer and Fees got out the game?
No. Come on, Mr. D. Packer didn't even make a fuck. I mean, let me be nice. No. Packer wasn't even like a threat. Like, he wasn't even part of the fucking game plan. They had him at DN, they had him at safety, they had him at linebacker. It's like,
yeah, but I mean, at safety and linebacker, he helps stop the run and wasn't around to help stop you towards the end of the game when you really got loose, and neither was Fees. And those guys.
That's saying somebody that knows how you play, right? And that's
Right.
why I said, even we all know you're taught, like, granted, you can run up the middle, but you run outside. That's you. You feel me? Again, so that's like if Packer, not saying he would have made it, but he would have been able to give you that challenge because he knows your style of play and how you play. You feel me?
Knox. Run the
I'm
Packer
not.
ass
Come
over.
on,
We
P.
know this,
Like
bro. We know
you
I'm running
get
the
what
Packer
I'm
over.
saying, bro.
Look,
Like I'm not like you
look,
get what
look.
I'm just saying. Like he know you, so he know that you. Now, whatever
I'm
was to
coming running.
happen between y'all is what would happen. You feel me? As far as like what the outcome of the play would be, but yeah, like how I was just even able to break that down because I'm somebody who watches film. I study
Fam,
my opponent. You feel me? I know
look.
who I'm playing. You feel me?
The reason we can go to the middle, bro. The reason we can go to the middle is
You don't
because
have to.
because of Sal. I mean, yeah, Oos, bro. That motherfucker's a
Motherfucker,
monster too.
that
He's a
Yeah,
motherfucker's
monster.
monster.
you ain't trying to have him land on you.
Hell
Right?
no. The moment the ball was snapped, bro. The moment the ball was snapped. I'm not saying every single time. The moment the ball was snapped, he was already in the fucking backfield, 2 or 3 yards in the backfield.
He's
Yep.
like, all
He
right,
was
where is he?
he was
I'm going the
forcing
other
me to go
direction.
outside. Right. He
Well,
was forcing
fellas,
me to go outside.
we are 26 minutes overdue. So,
Well, look, I appreciate you guys humoring me, man. Chris, you can shut this shit down. I just wanted to, since I had some time, I had a ton of questions, bunch of stuff I wanted to ask because that was the most exciting week of A7FL football for me ever.
by
Just,
far,
I mean, and I want to say flowers to the East again for putting this shit together. Thank you for coming out of your pockets, making it happen. Whatever it took, however you got there, whoever convinced y'all, lied to you, whatever it took, I appreciate y'all. I really appreciate y'all stepping up and helping that thing come together. Because I mean, aside from the heat, man, it was in the field condition, which I know it wasn't great, but it wasn't so bad. It was crazy.
well,
But besides those
look
two
what
things,
Joker's saying.
No, Mr. D, you slick, Mr. D. We thought
Look
that
what
18
Joker
would be
says. I
enough.
got it up on the thing. You said, man, we thought 18 would be enough. That 110
Right.
was no
man,
joke,
wait, where did he come up with 110? It was 105. Y'all just making shit up now,
right? Because it felt like 110.
right?
Yeah.
Look, man.
Mr. D.
Yeah.
Mr. D. When you come
Yeah.
out here, please, Mr. D, dinner on me, okay?
Well, how am I gonna do that?
How you gonna do that?
Because I got dinners that I'm hosting with everybody. I'm supposed to go, hey y'all, go have dinner. I'm gonna go have dinner with Trey.
Right?
I'm gonna bring you to mom's house. You can have dinner over here with us.
Well, maybe we can do that. Well, we got. How about this? No, because if y'all win, you going out Sunday nights. You ain't gonna be able to do that shit. And if we win, they
I'm
gonna.
not doing shit. I gotta work on Monday. So
I don't give. Look, Trey. Let's be buds, dog. You gonna be out there.
Right? You know it. You know it. But
yeah, I'll be in
fellas,
Jackson.
No, I'll make it. Trey, I'll make a special trip, dog.
Okay.
final
All right.
thoughts.
Like that.
Final thoughts, Trey. Final thoughts for you, brother.
My final thoughts is it's gonna be a good game. All respect to the Sun Insomniacs for making their way out here and shit like that. Respect to Mr. D and you guys, but we ain't laying over. So, it's gonna be a good game. Looking forward to it.
I don't know. D, final thoughts?
Yeah, I was kind of getting to that again. Shouts out to the East for putting that thing together. We don't have the greatest weekend in A7FL history if those guys don't come out of pocket and decide to do it for themselves and do it for the league. I know I come down a lot of people for not, broadcasting what we do and amplifying and using social media to help get the message out. But man, y'all stepped up like nobody has stepped up before, as far as I'm concerned. So I really appreciate that. Thank you and this weekend was just great, man. I obviously wasn't the outcome I wanted because I wanted to keep my ass home in 2 weeks, but in 2 weeks is gonna be fun, man. I really appreciate everybody for real, and Kenny Stansbury for
Yes.
setting everything up and being on his game the whole time. Carl, same thing. Go
Ryan,
real.
thank you, Ryan.
Yeah,
Thank you,
go
Ryan
real. Yeah, Ryan DePaul, man, he really stepped up too, and a lot of all the conversations we were having. Even Shenner, man, there's a lot of things that had to happen to make that thing go, and the Santisteban brothers for all their contributions, and of course all the players for making it happen, dog. So just thank you, appreciate what you did for us, and I hope y'all have the opportunity to come out and catch these games if you didn't win, so you can come see what's up.
Yes. bro.
And what
You-
I'll say for my final is this week, I've had more people step to me and tell me, why didn't you tell me that the A7FL was like this? And my retort to each and every one of them was the same damn thing. I've been telling y'all for 4 effing years.
Mm-hmm.
Bring your ass on YouTube. Bring your ass down to the games. The games are even better live. Come check it out. Come see what A7 is all about. And you will have a hard time watching any other style of football. This
This shit is
7-on-7
fun.
is no joke. And these guys take it seriously. These guys want to win. And I can guarantee you the championship game is going to be no joke. And it's going to be a shitload of fun. So get your popcorn ready. Gentlemen,
Yeah.
thank you
Love
so
you
very
guys.
much.
Thank you guys. Mr.
You
D,
got
much
it, man.
respect to you
Thank you
guys.
so much for
See you,
everything.
Pops.
You got it,
We'll get
son.
that
Have a
happen.
good one. We'll talk to
See
you.
you guys. Yes, sir.
All right. Damn. That was a good show. Long.
Yeah, sorry I've missed the first hour and a half, bro. But just got finished with the training, talked to the wife, and was like, "You were still alive."
Oh yeah. Yeah, man, we're having fun with it, man. CP came on.
No, I said
Doc started with
I
me.
said we are still live. You didn't end the show.
Oh damn. Yeah, I did.